Welcome to your new Toyota Live sound system. You'll find this system has many new and unique features, such as the acoustic flavor tone control function, which allows you to select from 6 modes simply by the touch of a single button. This system also has a state-of-the-art diversity antenna system, which incorporates 2 antennas: the traditional pole antenna, plus an antenna built into the rear window glass. The receiver automatically switches between these 2 antennas depending upon which antenna has the best position for the best possible reception. The switching takes place in microseconds. Speaker design and placement were a major consideration during the planning stages of the new Supra. As an example, the all-new front and rear speakers are bass reflex type with enclosures. This new speaker system can accurately reproduce rich bass tones while maintaining the crystal clear high tones necessary to produce the ultimate in listening pleasure. The amplifier in this receiver has been acoustically matched to the interior characteristics of this vehicle. In other words, there is a built-in equalizer that is specifically set to give a flat response from a frequency range of approximately 30 to 15,000 hertz. This feature is designed to equalize peaks and dips in the sound resulting from body shape, interior materials, and other factors. This amplifier also has a 4-channel output and can deliver 30 watts peak power per channel, giving a total system power of 120 watts. The introduction of large, soft-touch double-function buttons and more automatic features has reduced the number of controls down to 15. This new radio system has many more new and unique features, some of which will be mentioned during the remainder of this program, which will cover operation of controls, reception characteristics, and maintenance of your new Toyota audio system. So let's move on to the operation of the controls. In the lower left corner of the radio is the volume control knob, which is also the on-off control. Pulling outward on this knob will shut off the nighttime illumination. Next to the volume knob are 2 smaller knobs, which control bass, treble, balance, and fader. If you push on the 2 knobs, they will pop out, giving you control of bass and treble, but only if the acoustic flavor tone control system is in the defeat mode. If you pull the 2 knobs farther out, you will have control of balance and fader. Just to the right of the 2 knobs we just discussed is the acoustic flavor tone control button, which has 6 preset modes that are displayed graphically. The 6 modes are labeled classic, rock, pops, jazz, vocal, and defeat. The various modes are actually preset bass and treble positions which allow the user to quickly and easily select the tone that will best enhance the listening program. Just below the frequency display in the upper right-hand corner is a small red light labeled Weak Signal Indicator, which does just that. It lights up when received signals are very weak. Just to the right of the indicator are 2 small buttons labeled AM-BW, meaning AM bandwidth, and AM-ST, meaning AM stereo. In many areas of the country, AM stereo is now being broadcast. So when tuning to AM stations, you can push the AM stereo button and possibly find an AM stereo broadcast. If you select an AM stereo station, the frequency display will indicate an ST for stereo. While listening to AM broadcasts, you can use the AM-BW button, which will either be in narrow or wide band. The wide band position provides better sound quality when radio reception is good. However, the narrow band should be used during poor reception conditions for reduction of static noise or interference. There are 8 dual function buttons. Starting from the upper left corner for radio operation is the scan button. When pressed, it will tune to the next higher frequency station with a strong signal and hold it for 5 seconds before moving up to the next station. If you would like to remain on a station selected during the scan mode, simply press the scan button again. The scan feature is unique in that it will automatically increase its sensitivity upon completion of its initial sweep of the frequency band. This enables the receiver, during the scan mode, to stop on more stations. To the right of the scan button are the 2 manual tune buttons labeled with arrows pointing down and up. You can select one station at a time, or you can hold the button down and rapidly sweep through many stations. If you hold the button until it makes a beep sound and then release, it will act as a seek function and tune to the next strong signal station. Just under the scan button is the AM/FM select button, and next to this button are the 5 station preset buttons. To preset a station, simply tune to the desired station and then press one of the 5 preset buttons, holding it down until a beep sound is heard, indicating that the station is memorized. The number of the preset button pressed will then appear in the frequency display. You can store a total of 10 stations, 5 AM and 5 FM. Now for cassette operation. Go back to the upper left corner. Remember the scan button? Well, during cassette operation, it is the stop eject button. Just to the right is the REW for rewind and FF for fast forward buttons. During either of these modes, the tape direction will be indicated by the tape operation display. By the way, the cassette transport system is a full logic microprocessor controlled mechanism. Directly below the stop eject button is the button labeled PROG for program, which when pressed changes tape direction, which will then be indicated by an arrow in the tape operation display. To the right of the program button is the Dolby Noise Reduction button, which is labeled with a double D for the Dolby trademark. To the right of the Dolby button is a button labeled APS, meaning Automatic Program Selector. This feature enables quick access to your favorite program by skipping unwanted sections of tape. To select a program ahead or behind, simply press the APS button the appropriate number of times and then press fast forward or rewind. Example, if you want to select the second program or song ahead, press APS 2 times, then press fast forward to rapidly advance the tape to the second program. Please note that there must be a sufficient amount of blank tape between programs for the APS to work properly. To the right of the APS button is the skip button, which when pressed will advance a non-recorded portion of the tape if longer than 5 seconds to the next program. To the right of the skip button is the RPT repeat button, which when pressed enables a repetition of the program currently being played. The repeat mode will continue until the button is pressed again. Automatic operation features include auto reverse, which automatically reverses the tape when one side ends, auto loudness, which automatically increases bass levels at low volume, and auto tape selector, which automatically adapts to metal and chrome tapes. Another nice feature incorporated into the design of the system is the pinch lock roller release mechanism, so a tape can be left in the player when not in use with no fear of damage to the tape or player. This concludes the section on radio cassette operation. For additional information concerning operation, please refer to the owner's manual or to the information card provided in your glove box. Throughout the automotive industry, a common customer comment is that the reception quality of home stereo seems better than that of car stereo. Hopefully, This section will help explain why this statement is sometimes true. First, let's start by explaining the difference between AM and FM radio waves. AM radio waves are medium in length and are able to bounce off the ionosphere and therefore have a service area of several hundred miles. AM stereo is a very attractive feature because the effective broadcast service area is so much greater than that of FM. FM radio waves are short in length and can only travel in a straight line and therefore can easily be blocked by objects such as tall buildings or hills. The service area of an FM broadcast is approximately 20 to 30 miles, so as you can see, it's very easy to travel out of the effective range of an FM broadcast. Also, it is possible to encounter several common types of FM reception interference while driving down the highway, such as fade-out, which sounds like this. This condition can be caused by driving through hilly terrain or by simply traveling out of the effective service area of the FM broadcast. Another common condition is station swapping or intermodulation, which sounds like this. This condition is usually caused by driving in the vicinity of an FM transmitter that is transmitting on a frequency close to the frequency you are tuned to. The last common FM reception condition mentioned here is multipath interference, which sounds like this. This condition commonly occurs while traveling in downtown areas where there are many tall buildings. Some of the FM signals bounce off the tall buildings while some are received directly. And together, these signals are picked up by your car antenna, but at a slightly different time interval, which may cause varying degrees of static noise. Your diversity antenna system is very effective in reducing multipath interference. Now let's move on to some important maintenance procedures concerning cassette operation. After extended use, the tape playback head and drive capstan will build up an iron oxide layer deposited from cassette tapes. The iron oxide layer on the tape head prevents the tape from making full contact with the head, and the result is a gradual loss of high-frequency response and an increased noise level. Also, the iron oxide deposit on the capstan can cause slippage, which might be mistaken for more severe mechanical drive problems. The easiest way to clean the tape playback head and capstan is to insert a non-abrasive cleaning cassette tape, which can be purchased at most any record and tape store. Another problem that can occur is the magnetization of the tape head. A magnetized head will record noise on a tape even when it is being used for playback. It is important that the head be demagnetized periodically. The head can be demagnetized with a cassette-type demagnetizer. Such a device is not expensive and represents a good investment for the owner who wants to keep his equipment in the best possible condition. We do not recommend using 120-minute tapes as they are very thin and can jam easily. Also, it is a good idea to check your cassette tapes before using to ensure that the tape is not loose. The tape can be rewound in the cassette by inserting a pencil or similar object in the hub of the cassette and turning until the slack tape is wound. This concludes our program. We hope the information presented here will be of some use to you and will allow you to use your system to its fullest potential. Thank you for listening. We sincerely hope you enjoy your new Toyota audio system. By the way, the other side of this tape contains uninterrupted music for your listening pleasure.